I think as far as, you know, surfing around the world goes, and especially surfing in Indonesia, Uluwatu is a very iconic place.
It is paradise. I forgot about that. Actually, you know what? We've got heaps of beaches like this all around the world that we go to, especially in Indonesia.
First time 77, it was a very different world then.
Going to Uluwatu, I remember I was 12 years old. Yeah, for sure, back in the day, you have to be fit, you know what I mean? Like, it's a mission going to Uluwatu.
There was no food out here, there was no warungs, so we had to stay in Kuta, and we would come out, we'd walk down from the big temple. You know, it was too hot to sit on the hill, so it was a very different experience in those days. It was a real adventure, you know.
We are a tribe of adventurers and pioneers. We don't care if there's hot water or Wi-Fi or even electricity, as long as there's some good waves.
My fondest memories surfing Uluwatu was when I first went there actually. I was probably 15 years old. I walked into Ulu's from the end of the road. It took probably, I don't know, half an hour. Surfed it for hours with it, like no one out. So fondest memory right there.
My fondest memory is probably my earliest memory. Damon Harvey and his brother Jevon took me there the first time. I was 16. Super uncrowded waves. We were getting like afternoon sessions with just us or one or two other guys. Had a few days there and it was all great.
The evolution of Uluwatu, it's from surf. No two ways about it.
Uluwatu didn't have the surf. It would just be a quite sleepy little village like the rest of Bali. So, you know, surfing's had a massive impact.
Ceremony in the cave, it was a new addition. The Ulu board riders really took it upon themselves. You know, we had a meeting and I said, can we do this the right way? Like launch an event, a acara with a ceremony.
The ceremony at the cave was amazing, like the real Bali culture, the real Uluwatu vibes back in the days.
I would say 80% of the guys had never been in a ceremony before, so didn't even know what to wear and all that kind of stuff.
Really great to see all the pros get together. Everybody like was super friendly, and then ceremony starts. Everybody was like super respectful and into it. You know, it was like super special.
For anyone who goes down in that cave, you can just feel the mana. It's, you know, you got the forces coming in and smashing at the cliff, and on a big day paddling out there, it's taunting.
It's full of like calmness, just like, you know, a good blast for us all, you know, especially for this event too.
So I really feel myself like a little bit on top of it. I was like, oh, like this one should be super good one.
From there we went upstairs. We had a bit of a quick little talk story with a few of the different guys, which was awesome for people to hear. Yeah, man, it's just really awesome vibe. I'm stoked we started off like that. The Uluwatu Single Fin Classic 2024. I was worried that we'd seen the best of it in 2023. Last year when we had the waves we had and a few of the guys. And then this year, the casts, the waves really turned on, the vibes, it had it all.
And every year the Single Fin Classic it's getting bigger and bigger, like bigger names join the event.
I do think it's the only contest in the world which brings so many different pro surfers together, start from like some crazy free surfers like Jay Davidson, longboard king of Joel Tudor and his son.
Joel Parkinson, Occy was here, Mikey February, Mason Ho, like a lot of big names.
Marilanas, Bruno Santos.
And they cover up almost all aspects of surfing. Like you got Jared Mel, Ty Booth, Kian Martin, like everybody who lives in Bali or who traveled to Bali, Balam Stag's pipe champ, you know, it's like, it was insane.
It was really cool, you know, to meet like a pro surfer join this event. Just modified yours to be better again, and then, you know, like it's kind of like challenge yourself more.
The single fin surf competition was such a rad event. Got a totally different surf events, you know, like everyone hanging out, laughing. Someone like tries to stealing, oh, that board good, you know, like, oh, this board good, like they hide it and things like that. So it's very special. It's a unique event for sure.
I think we have the best comp going around. As far as wave competitors and vibes, like Moke's every other comp. There's nothing that comes close to it, I'm sorry.
I think that anything that brings the community together is a good thing, you know. And because of the nature of the event, you know, riding these beat up old single fins, no one's taking it very seriously.
You know, there's definitely some magic in it because like this is second time I'm in Ulu comp and like second time the wave's been firing out there. I was like, what?
When everybody saw the list of surfers, everyone from around the world was just like, how do I watch this? One of the webcast companies messaged me and he was like, hey bro, I'm willing to do this webcast for free because the world needs to see it. I was like, wow, all right, let's go.
Like we said to you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the greatest surf contest in the history of the world.
It is Kian Martin, get into it. The Swedish representative, the Mafia, good looking hit on the lip.
Beautiful surfing, Kian. Ladies and gentlemen, here he goes, the tube master. He's in the barrel. He's in the barrel. Can he come out?
Cool. It's like seeing Holly Wan surf. She ripped. When I caught that 10-point ride, she was like cheering from the shoulders. She was like, that was so sick.
Look on the inside here. Oh my God. Here she goes.
And these single fin events just so fun, really balances out the field because you're riding like these junky piglet boards, then get a really thick, ugly, heavy, slow board that doesn't turn.
You know when you see the birds just skimming across the top of the swells? That's what it feels like, you know? A good wave on a good single fin, that's the feeling, you know?
Normally I use like every heat a different board, but this year I find a super nice one, a small one. I bought it from gym and I use the same board all the way.
I've been riding hot butter surfboards from 1974 or 5, I guess. Then when I have my hit with Joel Tudor, he like looking and he like, that's a sick one. And I'm like, I was stoked.
I know one board that I rode from the 2019. It's called White Tiger or something.
So we're trying to bring the spirit of what surfing stands for us, which is so fun and artistic expression. It's really cool to watch guys and see what they can do on those boards. I was getting so barreled the whole event.
What's up? We're here at the Single Fin Classic. Waves are pumping.
The vibes are good out here. Everyone's frothing. A couple tents going down.
It's very challenging when all the girls are ripping, you know. It's not easy out here.
Beautiful out there. Absolutely lovely. The waves were super fun today. Just enjoy the ride.
Wave is good, sun is bright, and
Catch waves and go fast.
good.
Wave was really fun. Yeah.
There's so many good highlights, like a lot of high scores, a lot of perfect waves, a lot of tens. I have a perfect hit. The first time in my life that I have a perfect
This
hit.
is the Single Fin Classic in 2024, and you've got Bruno lining it up.
Having Occy come was a bit of a highlight. Just having him around. You know, he hurt his back. Unfortunately, he didn't get to surf. He's just such an icon. You know, like how lucky are we?
As a guy who grew up in Russia, I never have access to like all the pros. I remember watching all the clips of Mason Hall who surf like, and then you're paddling out and you see him and he like, you get a good one stoked on you, like wow. In the quarterfinals with Joel Parkinson, I just get too excited. Surfing with those two guys, definitely highlights of this comp.
Onto the whip snap, makes it.
Parko losing in a semi-final, and Mason losing, and Mikey Feb losing, all those guys not making the final. How cool is that? I thought Parko was going to breeze this comp in, and he lost. I was just like, I love that spirit of this event stands for, that these underground dudes can still be the champ. Yeah, he's he's not in the prime, but he's still a world champ. Guys like Westen Hirst really were impressive. He was so good. 2 10s in a heat, maybe he did it twice. Yeah, just moments like that were highlights.
What's gonna happen down the line?
Let's talk about Satria, because the juniors, those boys, they're gnarly as well. I don't want to hype them up too much because they're smoking half the dudes in the lineup as well. Like, whatever, juniors, if you're like 18, you're a man. But if you're 9, like Satria, and you haven't really surfed racetracks before, and you're putting a padded vest on and a helmet, and dad's pushing you in, and you're riding a single fin, 80 kilo guy, let alone a 20 kilo guy, that was cool. That was impressive. The whole crowd was hooting. The whole beach and the whole cliff was just erupting for him.
What a little legend!
Wow, inspiring moments. I think here he is going out in front of 2,000 people, yelling and screaming on the cliff, pulling in on dry reef and getting smashed. He's pumping and coming back out again. That's it.
The final was pretty hard hit. So when I surfed my first wave, I fell. The second wave, I fell. So I was a little bit worried, like, fuck, maybe I drink too much. But I found like pretty nice barrel in the middle of the hit. Western was doing amazing. William Elliott was surfing pretty well. He knows how to ride like different styles of boards.
I obviously try my hardest when I go in these comps because there's just the competitive nature in me, but at the same time, the other side of me is like, I want the superstars in the final because that's great for the event. To make the final, yeah, I'll take it. I was sitting in the final and I was so buggered. I'd had about 15 beers commentating before the final, everybody else. My vibes were so high. I was just so stoked to be out there and watch Bruno, Gus, and the rest of the boys. You know when you're doing good and you're not doing good, and I knew after the first 15 minutes after I heard, oh, the boys have already had a couple of 10s.
Everyone just got 10 over 10 and 10 again. It was so cool, you know, and it was really good to watch.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! It's Davis ugly, it's big, it's racing, it's out! Westen Hirst got another one! This is a joke! Surely he can! Blackie, come on. Come on, Black Dog, get out of there. He's coming down the line, he's coming down the line. Coming out. He's having a look at another one. He's going to set it up again. Oh, goodness. Joy, that is watch out for this guy. He's got a 9-6. No, got him. That is massive. 6 foot. He's a natural. No, he's kidding me. Swears back to you. 1-2. Now he's back to a goofy. He's in it. He's in it. He's still going. The Tube Whisperer. Best goofy footed barrel riders in the world. You're kidding me. It's Bruno Santos.
Have some fun with the celebrator champion in 4, 3, 2, 1. Round of applause, everybody. What do you guys think?
Epic.
That's a wrap for 2024 Single Fin Classic. Congratulations to all the winners.
Yeah, it was really fun actually. First time I've done the single fin. It's a real treat actually. It's fucking beautiful out there, so I just want to go have a few drinks.
It's super stoked, bro. Always the best weekend of the year. It's the single fin contest.
And this year, it's the champion, Bruno
I would like to say thank you to Thai Buddha and Single Fin to organize this competition every year. It support the local community in Uluwatu too.
Can't wait for next year. Every year the single fin class is the most fun weekend of the year. It will be nice to imagine it, a single fin class with really big waves, like 10, 12 feet, perfect Uluwatu. That will be nice.
Truly, this is like one of the best events I've been through like all this year. If I can get one more invite, I would be super stoked, definitely.
Yeah, it's a special place, Uluwatu, for sure. Honoured to be able to bring the surfing community together. I think that's part of my personal journey, is to connect communities and cultures. I feel like that's what's happening, and it's a good feeling, and can't wait to keep continuing it.
Well guys, if you're in Bali when a single fin is on, you must come down and just enjoy these days, get a good beer in your hand and enjoy Bali vibes and some good surfing on the old boards.
Like every year, bigger names and more names come to join the party. Maybe Kelly's later, imagine Kelly join the single fin class.
Come down next year and I'm so excited to get out again.
See you next year.